to a woman murdered in Lone Tree and an unknown suspect.
The Lone Tree Police Department said there was no danger to the public. This is the woman at the center of the case, 57-year-old Kathleen Mayo. She was found dead inside her apartment more than a month ago, and it took more than a week for police to identify a suspect, and they did so only after he called them. Now, these details, they didn't add up. So your investigator, Karen Morfitt, started digging, and it turns out there is a lot more to this story.
Yeah, Karen, this case certainly disturbing. Neighbors that you spoke with tell you that they felt left in the dark about just how real this danger was and so close to them.
Yeah, and neighbors that we spoke with say that waiting for information was really nerve-wracking and stressful. Question if their safety was more at risk than they were led to believe during that investigation. I requested the suspect's arrest warrant, which shows a timeline detailing what police knew and when. Like something out of a popular TV show.
But I finally just have to accept it. I'll always be alone.
In a murder suspect's arrest warrant, he claims to be a fan of the serial killer drama Dexter. Troy Marcus Reynolds lived upstairs from his alleged victim. While being questioned by police, he describes himself as reclusive.
Scratch one crumb.
Liking violent video games and interacting with others only through social media.
I'd never seen this guy. Yeah, so the second day, there was a tape here.
Madison Delisle lives next door to the victim.
They said it was suspicious, and that was all we got, but that we were safe.
On August 24th, the victim was last seen walking on the property alone with her 2 dogs. September 4th, police discover her body. Officers find distinct lacerations to the neck and a hand possibly missing. Even more disturbing, a symbol drawn in blood. The very next day, police issue a Facebook post. The death is a suspected homicide, but that there's no known danger to the public. Lone Tree sent the same notice to CBS Colorado, then reiterated there was no known danger to the public in a follow-up email.
They had asked me if I had noticed anything the night before while home, and I was like, no. My partner asked multiple times if we should be concerned about anything.
CBS Colorado's review of the investigation timeline shows 2 days after that body is discovered, the unknown suspect returns to the scene, leaving the same symbol found in the victim's bedroom, known only to police.
And all of those hallway was blocked on that other end. Her door's right there. And then right here, there was a huge, maybe that big around that height.
September 7th, apartment management alerts residents to the investigation. Later that night, Reynolds calls 911, telling dispatch, the 57-year-old woman, that was me. It's obvious. He was detained, denied any involvement, and then was released and returned to the complex. A second Facebook post to the community from Lone Tree Police came on September 8th, confirming the death was officially a homicide and releasing the victim's name, Kathleen Mayo. They asked the public for tips, but still made no mention of any threat.
I don't know. Feels like they shouldn't have been telling us that we were totally safe.
On September 9th, Reynolds was arrested for an unrelated case. He's questioned about 13 large knives and an autopsy saw similar to this one that were found in his apartment. When police questioned him about why he had the saw, he said he was a collector. They asked if it was bought for a specific reason. He laughs and said no. It wasn't until September 12th when police announced Reynolds was officially charged with first-degree murder in the death of Kathleen Mayo. Now, we did ask Lone Tree Police how they determined there was no known danger in this case and in general. In a statement, a spokesperson said, in part, it was based on what investigators learned the day the victim was found. And, quote, at the time, it wasn't confirmed whether this was a homicide, and there was no evidence suggesting any danger to the residents or the public. Adding that, quote, the information we had indicated this was an isolated incident and there was no reason to believe anyone else was at risk. The Lone Tree Police Chief added to those comments, in part saying he knows people want information, but that they can't share every detail without risking a case. Karen and Michael, he says at the end of the day, an arrest was made and they believe that they have the right person behind bars.
Certainly scary, though, for all the neighbors.
Yeah, how do they feel about this? I mean, that has to be frightening for them.
Yeah, well, you heard Madison there. She obviously thinks that she would have done some things differently had she known the extent of what they found. But we did talk to other neighbors who didn't want to go on camera. And one woman tells me that she now has severe anxiety, has trouble sleeping, and even suffers from panic attacks because of how traumatic this was for her over that time and just seeing police there. And again, she didn't want to go on camera. But certainly, you know, there are different varying feelings about how this was handled.
Yeah, certainly so. All right, Karen, thank you for looking into it.